We will rule the world! Hey! We will rule the world!
Imagine a city that started as a small settlement and grew to control the entire Mediterranean. How did Rome rise to power, and why did it eventually fall? Today, we're diving deep into the incredible story of the Roman Empire. Rome didn't become an empire overnight. Its story begins in 509 BC, when the Romans overthrew their last king and established a republic. This was a bold move. Power was now in the hands of elected officials and the Senate, rather than a single monarch. During this time, Rome faced constant threats from neighboring tribes, like the Etruscans and Gauls. But instead of collapsing, Rome adapted. It built roads, fortifications, and a strong army, which would become the backbone of its expansion. Can you imagine a city surviving centuries of wars and still growing stronger? What was Rome's secret weapon? The Romans' strength wasn't just military, it was also political. Their system allowed citizens to participate in decision-making, balancing power between the aristocracy and the common people. This gave Rome a sense of unity, loyalty, and resilience that few ancient civilizations could match. One major turning point came with the Punic Wars against Carthage. Rome defeated Carthage 3 times, gaining control over strategic territories like Sicily, Spain, and North Africa. These victories marked the beginning of Rome's dominance across the Mediterranean. How does a small city-state conquer a powerful empire like Carthage? What lessons can modern leaders learn from Rome's strategy? By the 2nd century BC, Rome had become a dominant force. Its military tactics were revolutionary, including the use of legions, flexible formations, and disciplined soldiers. But expansion came with challenges: managing distant lands, dealing with rebellions, and ensuring loyalty from allies. The Republic faced internal conflicts, most famously between the patricians, the aristocrats, and plebeians, the commoners. These conflicts led to reforms, like the tribune of the plebs, giving ordinary citizens a voice. Yet, inequality persisted, and tensions often erupted into civil wars. How do you maintain unity in an empire that spans thousands of miles? Could Rome have avoided civil wars? Julius Caesar, one of Rome's most famous leaders, rose during this turbulent time. His conquest of Gaul expanded Rome's territories immensely. But his crossing of the Rubicon River in 49 BC shocked the Republic. It was an act of rebellion against the Senate. Caesar eventually became dictator, but his assassination in 44 BC plunged Rome into chaos. Was Caesar a hero for Rome, or a tyrant who ended the Republic? What would you have done in his place? After years of civil war, Octavian, later known as Augustus, emerged as Rome's first emperor in 27 BC. Augustus cleverly retained the appearance of a republic but held ultimate power. This began the imperial period, where emperors ruled with authority over all Rome. The empire flourished during the Pax Romana, a 200-year period of relative peace and prosperity. Cities grew, trade expanded, and Roman culture spread across Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. Roads, aqueducts, and monuments like the Colosseum were built, leaving a legacy of engineering marvels. Imagine living in a time where peace lasts 2 centuries and Rome's roads connect the entire empire. How did they do it? Rome's success wasn't just physical, it was cultural. Latin became the lingua franca, Roman law influenced future governments, and architecture and art inspired generations. But even during this golden age, cracks were forming. Corruption, lavish spending, and political intrigue started to weaken the system. Can an empire built on strength and discipline survive greed and corruption? What signs of decline would you notice if you were living then? The death of Emperor Marcus Aurelius in 180 AD marked the beginning of Rome's slow decline. Political instability worsened. Emperors were often overthrown or assassinated. The economy suffered due to overspending, heavy taxes, and reliance on slave labor. How does a superpower crumble from within? Could Rome have survived these mistakes? In the 3rd century, Rome faced invasions from Germanic tribes, Persians, and Huns. The empire was divided into eastern and western halves to make administration easier. but this only delayed the inevitable. The Western Roman Empire finally fell in 476 AD when the last emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed. The Eastern Roman Empire, known as the Byzantine Empire, continued for another 1,000 years, preserving Roman culture and traditions. Was the fall of Rome a tragedy, or a transformation that gave birth to new civilizations? How would history look if Rome had survived? Even after its fall, Rome's influence is everywhere. Modern governments borrow Roman legal principles, architecture, and engineering. Latin evolved into Romance languages, and Roman ideas of citizenship, law, and governance shape societies even today. Can you see Rome's fingerprints in your own life? From laws to roads, the Roman Empire is closer than you think. The story of Rome teaches us lessons about ambition, leadership, and human nature. It shows how power can build civilizations, but also how greed, corruption, and internal strife can destroy them. If you were emperor for a day, what would you do differently to save Rome? Could any empire survive the challenges of power and human ambition? Rome's story is one of triumph and tragedy, ambition and downfall. From a small city on the Tiber to a civilization that shaped the world, the Roman Empire remains one of history's greatest legends. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more history and affairs.